BBC reported that the Home Office said that the immigration deal would make it easier to return people who overstayed their visas, foreign criminals, and failed asylum seekers. So Nigeria has a very big problem. Our leaders do not have the interest of the general public at heart. I think they are after their own pocket. I'm not exactly sure how somebody with a clear mind that had no gun put on his head will agree to this deal. If they refuse Trump from deporting people to Nigeria, from sending people to Nigeria, how did they go ahead and agree to the same thing with the UK government? Our leaders do not have our interest at heart. So what will happen to these people? Are they going to keep them in Nigeria, or they will send them back to their countries of origin? It's really ridiculous, the kind of leaders we have. They do not have our interest at heart.
I definitely agree that it's a bad idea, especially when you refuse the U.S. from sending other migrants to your country, and then you turn around accepting or agreeing to the UK government to do that to you. But I'm thinking maybe they want that loan, they want that 750 million pounds loan, and in order for them to get that loan, they have to make some concessions. Maybe this is one of the compromises or the concessions that they have to make to be able to get the loan. So they're still struggling to control the people, to provide security for over 250 million people. Are they going to provide housing for this new migrants that will be coming to Nigeria? What is the plan? Or is the plan to fund the migrant lifestyle part of the 750 million pounds loan?
20% of that money will be invested in UK's economy, which is almost a 236 million pounds of that money. Will go back to UK's contractors and all of that stuff. And then they will supply 70 million pounds worth of British steel. That money is almost enough to revive our steel industry. Like their steel company, Ajaokute, is almost enough to revive those steel companies. What is wrong with Nigerian government? I guess they don't care so long there is something going into their pocket. They really do not care. It doesn't really concern them, because I'm not saying 146 million pounds is not a lot of money, but on a country level, as a country, I don't think that's a lot of money that Nigeria will be falling over. Unless Tinubu and his boys are desperately looking for money to prosecute the next election, I don't see why why they will be scrambling over that debt.